The fast food frenzy opener here is a great way to introduce Chapter 10, talking about fast food restaurants, which clearly as teenagers you guys are comfortable with. What they're going to ultimately want to know at the end of this case study is, did Burger King and McDonald's actually improve their drive-through service over 2 different years? We will talk about in Chapter 10 how we analyze a situation of this sort. Chapter 10 is really just a combination of Chapter 8 and 9. We're going to look at populations and we're going to look at groups with the means. And I'm going to show you how do you compute confidence intervals and do statistical tests when you have 2 samples versus just 1. It's a slightly shorter chapter in that we're going to spend 2 days on section 10.1 and 3 days on section 10.2, comparing the proportions and means respectively. You will start the chapter with doing an applet about yawning, and then we will just conclude the chapter like we always do. 1 day of our free response, 2 days getting ready for review, and our 2-day test. You will find summary information on the handout I gave you at the beginning of Chapter 8 in terms of how do you do confidence intervals and significant tests for 2 sample proportions. So here we are looking at the formula for the intervals or for the test statistic, the conditions that need to be checked and met, and our calculator keystrokes, again for 2 sample proportions. You will also want to reference this sheet for looking at 2 sample means when the sigma is unknown. Again, our formula for a confidence interval, test statistic, our conditions, and our calculator keystrokes. This handout cannot be used on any of your tests, but is a really good central place for all your information, especially when it comes to which conditions do you check. So let's dive into Chapter 10.